Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Just watched James from Harshman Hills talking about char cloth going off, and him doing a bit of flint and steel practice. Excellent stuff. And I totally agree, mate. A bit wet out here. Sorry about that. It's still raining. Bloody rain here all the time, seems to be. But anyway, main discussion today about storing your stuff and stuff that I think is that will store indefinitely. Char cloth goes off. It does pick up, it seems to pick up moisture from the air. It's most reactive when you first make it. So I made the mistake early on. I made a whole heap of batches of char cloth, and I had, I don't know, 15 bags, Coles bags, so just disposable plastic bags full of the stuff. I don't know how much of it I had, but I had heaps of it, and I stored it for a long time. And at the end of it, it just would not pick a spark up very well at all. It would, the sparks would just bounce off it. I do suggest, if you are storing it, get these silica gel things. My wife gets these. She goes when she's at work. She gets them, and they just draw moisture out. Now I throw them in my char tins. So you'll notice my char tin has silica gels. Now that char is going to last me a long time because I don't use a lot of it anymore, because my neighbours crack about me producing a lot of smoke. So again, with my nitrated cardboard, I put silica gel in there. This stuff seems to store a lot better. It doesn't pick up moisture, from what I can tell, very much. So yeah, I store them in my cookie tins. I just have them, and put a handful of those silica gel things in the bottom of them. Storing other things, I just put char in little containers. Probably good idea to put a silica gel thing in the bottom of there. I haven't done that, but that's how I store them. They're a good idea too. Fantastic idea. My cattail fluff, I just put it in a waxed container. It doesn't seem to be affected by anything, so it just chugs along all right and picks a spark up really well. And I've had it now nitrated for a long time. I pull a bit out, fire it up. I won't light it up because it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock here now, and the neighbours will probably be up, and this stuff does smell when you light it up. If you're worried about having a char that stores indefinitely, this would be the stuff I'd go for. Buy the 40 steel wool. As far as I know, this will store indefinitely. It may rust, but I just store it in a plastic container. Here I've got 5 or 6 rolls of this stuff. I've got heaps of it. It is fantastic tinder. I can light some of this up because it doesn't put off. But it won't go off. It'll stay like this forever, basically. It's just steel wool. So all those rocks are wet. Bash that rock around a bit. There we go. Oh, no. That'll get very hot very quick. just turns into a big ember. But it will, oh, excuse me, it will turn into, it will store almost indefinitely. If you want to store this stuff, roof's leaking, dripping, this would be the stuff I'd go for. It is fantastic tinder, cheap. I can't remember how much I pay for it, but it doesn't cost a lot of money. And just to get the 4.0, as far as I know from other people, been saying the 3.0 will work, but once you go past 3.0 down to the 2.0 and that, it won't work. But yeah, I just go with the 4.0 one. It picks a spark up really easy, burns hot, and yeah, it's good. This would be the stuff I'd be using if you want to store tinder indefinitely. That'd be my choice. And as I reported, I haven't had a problem with cattail fluff. It's really good. The nitrated stuff seems to be storing very well, but I do keep it in a waxed canvas bag, sealed up. I haven't put any of the little tabs in there. And as I said with any of my other tins, I just put a couple of these silica gel tins in things in there, and that seems to help it a bit. You will never stop char cloth going off. The thing I suggest with char cloth is make small batches of it. That's my suggestion. Don't do like I did and make a whole heap of it. Just make up a tin of it at a time, and then make up more. That way also you mitigate the amount of smoke you're producing, because whilst people like us probably don't mind the smell of burning cotton, a lot of lay people don't like it. For some reason they think it's toxic, or whatever. Yeah, and they don't like the idea of, because I've had other neighbours comment asking me what I was burning, and I just said, oh, it's cotton. And they said they didn't like the smell of it, which I found bizarre. But anyway, and I said as much, and they looked at me as if I'd grown a second head. But anyway, yeah, just make up. Even if you go through a lot of it, like I used to, make up 2 tins, and that'll do you for a couple of days worth, and then make up a bit more. It doesn't take much to make up. I was going through that much of it. That's why I have a cookie tin of it, and plus I like to experiment with, because I've got cotton balls in there. I've got t-shirt. I've got seams off jeans. Yeah, I've got that much. I've got my normal denim. I've got that much char in there. That's all different types. That one's a woeful looking piece of char cloth. As I said, sometimes it just doesn't get a proper cook on, so that was terrible. Probably early on when I was doing charring, but I was going through my chart box. I've got a container here, and it was I was just grabbing out bags of it and pouring it in there. So trying to recycle through, because yeah, I wanted to get rid of it all, because this was the stuff that wasn't taking a spark very well. But yeah, just a bit of a discussion. Yeah, it does go off, but my suggestion is this stuff here. I have embraced this. It's really good. It stores really well, and you don't need a lot of it. But anyway, I'm starting to get wet. My camera's getting wet, so it is waterproof or water resistant, but I don't like getting it too wet. But anyway, yeah, I'll sign off. Yeah, I hope people get something from this. Get them. You can buy them, but a lot of places are throwing them away. Yeah, or workplaces, because they come in. Like my missus works for retail in a haberdashery place, and they come in the bags, And she has bags of the bloody things, and yeah, she just grabs a handful of them because she knows I like them. But I've got that there, and that does me for a while. I told her to woo up, I don't need any more. But I just throw a handful of them in each container, and that seems to mitigate a little bit of it. And yeah, it keeps it a bit more fresh. But as I said, just make it up as you need it, and you'll find it will be a lot more reactive, and that will allow you to get those one-strike catches that we all strive for all the time. And you'll find this stuff, you can get one-strike catches on it too, but yeah, I was using a blunt stone, so yeah, all these stones get pretty hammered, and that's why they're all blunt. But anyway, I'd probably have to recycle through. Anyway, hope you found that interesting and got something from it. Thanks for watching.